We're disconnected.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What happened there?
A motion on the board of minutes.
I'll move to accept the minutes.
Any public comment? If none, all in favor?
Aye.
We carry that. Hey, the first one's from Kessler Custom Shops on a remortar rock retaining wall. He put a bid in or,
I'm not recording.
they know he's looking at it.
So what is he doing, just running around looking for stuff to get on or what?
What is it?
I don't know if you talked
The
to
retaining
Janine,
Think we ever talked about it. I don't remember talking about it.
hmm,
I know we never put it in the budget or nothing, but it's like 34,000 and then a deposit would be 15,000 to do it. I don't even know what. East side of the jail block along the street. I thought we did that. East side.
we fixed it up. We patched it before, didn't it?
Well, that's what I thought. I
So
thought
the east side,
Yeah.
yeah, towards where.
Yeah, he went through it a couple of years ago and
Well, I don't think we're gonna figure that all out, we do it. I haven't talked about it, but did Scott bring this up to us?
he must have talked to Janine or something.
Well, they need the,
Yeah,
right now, we just need to finish the projects to die. I'm not moving, I'm not doing it unless it falls over, that's not the right way to say it, but I guess. I guess we can't just keep turning around and making stuff and
I thought that was.
go back. We guess we need to talk to Scott, I just need to talk to the guy that runs the place over there. Is electricity and everything done on the pad itself?
Jeremy Findler was coming over.
And I mean, like I told him the day I called him, talking about that other stuff, you know, that. I know we can't talk. about
Yeah.
it. I never,
Well. Stop finding people or plumbers and electricians to come.
Yeah, I
Kind
know
of
that,
build
but
it
I-
up there.
you know, he said they would come, so I didn't, anyway, so next one's on the CEQ.
No. she's-
Water Quality Act and federal clean water requires them at least every 3 years, modify adopted standards. So we want to go to the meeting. Next one, USDA, the whole series of webinars on 2 new Inflation Reduction Act programs. That's all we have on correspondence. Any public comment on correspondence? I guess we'll just get hold of Scott, talk to him and to.
Yeah.
Or to him, I don't. Yeah.
Well, there's parts of the retaining wall that weren't done, you got the retaining wall down here in the alley and. That on the other side of the shut. But yeah, I'm not sure what he's,
This is all on the jail thing. That stuff down there, we talked about when we were thinking about redoing and making a bigger parking lot. That's the
Yeah.
only place that we've ever talked about retaining wall.
Yeah, that's what I thought. When you read retaining wall, I was thinking,
And that's, yeah, we
Down-
haven't
down
even
here,
agreed to do that, because we don't know what's going on with the city yet. I mean, that's the city's too, that alley, that's theirs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well. The retaining wall wouldn't be, but you're talking like your block, yeah, if we're doing any parking.
But that's the only time, yeah.
But. If you're gonna add parking, I think the other idea, of putting it here close to the courthouse.
Nah, you don't want to start paying that.
you know.
Well, we'll lose all of that. Then have to move that building, and have to go over somewhere. It's just,
So,
it's, we're gonna do a handicap and do it right down here. All right, well, we'll go ahead right into public comment. Any public comment? You?
no, I talked to a guy that talked to him. Remember last week, he was in. Correspondence, he sent a letter to us about not that $20,000 payment for ACT or whatever it is. Anyway, I talked to the guy and. He's really informed and. I think he's really trying to do a good job and. Right, so I don't think. I'm not gonna support. Paying 20,000 because I don't think we benefit. On a nationwide basis, I don't think this county, this is my own opinion, would benefit, but I said I'd bring it back up to you guys.
I'm not in support of giving them
But
$20,000.
what was he saying that would be a benefit for Granite County?
Well, because they gotta
Yes.
keep talking. And, which, I gotta agree with them, yeah, I mean. To a point, but they've been talking about natural resources for how many years? And nothing's, it's getting worse here, in my opinion. And so this is on a NACO level. This is national level.
Right, this
you know,
is,
So, I mean, how would that benefit? Us,
so what they want to do. Is hire someone
right,
to be our liaison. With the federal government.
and that,
Protect.
it could be from Utah or.
Yeah.
Or Oregon. or
Isn't there research part of it too? That's what the,
Well, that ends up kind of back to where, remember the forest management. That we had, remember they hired that guy, and we never got, nothing out of him.
Right. So, but the guy is really knowledgeable and he might be going to DC and testifying on.
And this is one of his passions, probably. And he probably does better for Granite, for the state of Montana than hiring. A group to protect.
Yeah, what they
The
want to do is
Northwest.
they want to get all these people. Of all the counties in western United States to donate to this thing and then have a. Ongoing forever, this person hired.
you could,
So. Layman's term, maybe getting a lobbyist up there and saying protect the Northwest or what?
Yeah, and that, we're not saying he don't know what he's saying or doing, but I just don't agree giving the $20,000 for somebody to go over there. I mean, we've done this stuff pretty much before when they hired that other guy with.
you can wait,
He was a retired guy, and then they hired him, remember, he come to one meeting and he's gonna do all this for Granite County, he's never been back, never been back. Snow.
Okay, so an example would be if Granite County opts out, does that mean that they're gonna go to they're gonna go to Washington and say, well, everybody except Granite County?
They don't even know what's.
No. I agree, I don't think that hiring. Is. I just don't feel it.
What it is, they're making a big bank account and then they're gonna hire this person. Off that interest. Forever, and
I just don't see,
I just don't like the way it was done, we didn't know anything about it, and then they said, well, pay it.
well, then to sit here and say that we said we would, and you look at it, we never said we would.
No.
You know, I mean, I guess that's what frustration, they come back and then they pretty much threaten you. That you need to do it. It's like, no,
But he was just got really nice.
well, I would be too if I'm trying to get a job.
No, it's not his job. I mean, he's not gonna do it.
No, he's doing it probably
You
because
talked to the county commissioner, or who you
Yeah,
talked
That
to?
county
Yeah,
commissioner is not the
yeah.
the one that
email.
was real passionate about it.
Leave them alone. We can wait and see how they do. Yeah, they can always change.
I guess
their
I'm
mind.
seeing him $20,000.
Well, there's no guarantee that it's gonna help. They're hoping.
Well, like, Scott said, I mean, they talk and talk and that. What's it done?
We never got, that guy's never came back, and he said, oh yeah, I'll keep you informed and all this, and he was on the. And I can't think of his name, his name on the email, said,
You just sent an email. Steve,
No, I remember the guy you're talking about. You guys talked about him when they were in here.
yeah, he was gonna do this and do that, and I still see stuff, he's a retired.
He works for- he works for the state still, or? is it-
And I work on, Rayco,
Oh,
no, he's saying,
retired out of being a force, yeah, I can't.
he's retired forester. Yeah, worked today.
I guess we never come back. The hell is his name? Anyway, any public comment? Who is Jerry Dealers?
No.
What's that mountain word in the corner?
That's Jen, Jen.
Robin- Jen Robinson.
Jen Robinson,
she just says that as her back, like. Back.
other than her
Oh,
pretty.
Steve Kimball.
Huh?
Steve Kimball.
yes, thanks.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
And when did he come in?
4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, and he was
He was gonna do what?
he was, when we started that forest management, you know, we had.
Okay,
that
that
little group,
board.
yeah. And he, yeah, he's, oh yeah, and this and that, and all the ever you see is he wants. And I'm like. See where he's done nothing for it.
So did he say that if there was any other counties that were opting out, or
No.
you didn't ask him? You didn't ask him?
No, I think we're the only one. So far, I
We're
mean,
the only
I
ones.
think there's some.
Larry
Didn't
was,
say they were gonna have. I don't know. I think we're the only.
so they're gonna threaten us,
All
and say,
of you-
you don't get our help.
All of Utah's. Counties.
Really?
Oh, well. Maybe they haven't.
You know, they got.
One, probably long. Yeah. I get a little sunshine.
Finally. Like to see more than one day in a row.
Yeah.
There's no public comment. We'll go ahead right into report with Paul Aldridge here. I guess we'll start right with it says first thing with the solid waste.
Good what?
Solid waste.
Malcolm, we had some issues with the scales and Drummond Lightning hit them and, we had some computer issues, so they were out for a few days last week, but they're back going now. That was the biggest issue, but. Other than that, not much. Hands did run those lines down there. And so. You can see what that looks like. So, and then. What has become of the one in Phillipsburg, we good to order somebody to come and drill a well, or where are we at?
He was taking it back tonight to the board, to the meeting tonight. Cause we thought trying to get longer years, cause they only want to give us 5 years, and we settled on 20. And he had to take it back tonight, and then he's gonna, that's about it, right? That was all we had left of him to now. We just wanted to get more. 5 years.
So I think they're gonna be back on the agenda.
Is it next week?
Next week. So that hopefully we've got a working draft of the lease done.
Everything else was good, it was just, it was stuck on the 5 years.
The only thing I'd say is if the whole project with septic and the bathroom is gonna be over 80, it's gotta be, all gotta be fit out.
Yeah, we know that, it's just.
So,
And all these still be all separate anyway.
but yeah, but you gotta look at the whole project as a whole, and if the whole project's over 80, then you gotta fit it out.
Both dumps, or
You could,
one dump is one project, the other dump.
it would be, it'd be each site, but if each site's gonna be over.
Well, the other guys already got water, so we don't
Yeah.
have to drill there, so.
So actually,
The well driller. doesn't-
the budget isn't each
Building.
site, it's one,
But as far as the law goes, those are two separate projects, but you'd have to look at them as a whole. I mean, you'd have to look at everything you're doing on that site, the bathroom, septic, and maybe it's not gonna be over 80,000, but you start doing like the well, and then it turns out over 80,000, you kind of gotta.
Well, the well would be separate, because we could just go drill a well for anything. Okay.
the water.
Well, you're,
We drilled that one, I mean. they
It's
went
dump
in
catch
there.
For the dumpster.
It's got water.
yeah, I mean, that's the point, is that if you wanna have the water as a separate project, totally, because that's for other purposes, but.
I
Each
think it is-
bathroom,
I think it should be separate, because we could just go do a well. You know, say, then we have a well, then we say, okay. That's my opinion.
I would think so too. Like I said, water, I mean, maybe the guy that builds the building might do the sewer, but the guy that drills the well sure
I
fellows.
just wanna get the.
People build it, yeah.
yeah, yeah, you look at that as a different point.
I guess so we get the lead, we get this, and then just, I mean.
Even so, it's, whether it's 80 or not, maybe it should go out to bid and. It's,
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to call people and get prices.
Yeah.
Really.
Drill a lawyer and call every well driller there is in the country. To even get one drilled, you're just gonna have to take the first guy that would come and do it. And there's no well driller gonna screw around bid that, I'll tell you. They'll just move on, they're so busy. And that's all they do is drill for water, they're not carpenters. You know, that's a whole different thing.
yeah, it would be, I would think,
It was when I built one.
yeah. So,
I think that's a met on, ready to go, but we just wanna make sure we get a lease. and we
Yeah,
have it
yeah,
signed up.
for sure.
So next week, hopefully it'll be good to go, we can maybe talk to the mayor this week down here and see what's going on, and then on the other side, it's just. I assume it was all ours, but you see the thing now we're back to what?
Well. There may. Can't saw a little discrepancy between the old legal description on those deeds and then the certificate of survey. Linda's looking in that a little more, because our thought was that certificate of survey is what was trying to clean up all those
Yeah.
legal descriptions.
looking at the two different surveys, there was the survey done that made 2 tracks. And then the one track went to Thompson Lumber.
Yeah,
And then they went in and redid the other one that made that went around there. Because Thompson Lumber had already been deeded to, so the other one was kind of a retracement after the fact.
so was there a mistake in that? I mean, I don't know, we gotta.
Well,
Yes, look at
the
that.
one deed or the one survey with the 2 tracks. And then the deeds went to Thompson Lumber. Where'd the other deed go to? out to the town of Drummond.
Yeah. Yeah,
So then
Then-
the other survey came in, it was kind of a retracement.
yeah. And
Boundary adjustment is what it was.
Then they kind of. ground
They
with
took
the
that
data.
one line and,
So I.
And
Unless
then-
there was a mistake in one of the retracement survey.
so. On that one, the one that went with the deed. Is the kind of the newest survey. After the fact that the one track went to Thompson Lumber. So I don't know where he's saying. The discrepancy.
Yeah, Linda,
Yeah,
we're
we'd have to-
we're looking into a little more, but yeah,
Because Linda saw the chain of title,
Yeah.
okay, it followed, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why
yeah,
Hans is saying it didn't follow.
wouldn't really be a chain of title, it should be a more of a retrace, it'd be an issue without retracing survey. But
So they didn't even really call it a retrace, I think they called it a boundary adjustment. Yeah, but
They just need to get Linda to get this figured out, so there's another thing, I mean.
yeah, well. But everything, he marked everything is in the counties, like the well and the dumpsters and.
Yeah. Outline to go through the middle of that building, you know, scale, all that stuff, you know. On this side. On this side.
I just wanna get this resolved so we can move ahead. It's already here.
Yeah.
for review. Sit here.
Yeah, common boundary adjustment. Your survey 436. So,
is that the one that, the two tracks?
yeah.
So not that it makes any difference, but looking on the cadastral, this right here is what the dump. They've got. On, you know. Scoped out on the cadastral. This right here was the one that went to Thompson Lumber, and then the one after that. After this one. I think there's one. Where he took the,
2001.
well, that's even a different one.
That's maybe.
Anyway, I guess we'll, can move on to this, or let Linda kind of get it figured out, so we kind of know what's what, so we can actively move stuff.
This is the one that the town of Drummond used to deed to the county.
Yeah.
This reference one.
So that was the whole thing,
I-
to be honest.
Well,
This is the one that's funky. Maybe.
no, he was thinking that, one that Hans had an issue with was 436,
So what was he saying?
that it was not totally, consistent with the legal description of the, deed. It was book 35, page 361, a deed from,
Okay.
Mellons to the town.
Sorry.
No.
Well, but I don't think that needs to hold up you guys, your bathroom project at all. I mean, I don't think you don't think so either, man. And, but,
We just need to move, all this budget, just so, but we're still, I've got a lease on it, but we're still in there, I don't know why we have to.
yeah, from the town of Drummond,
Yeah.
yeah, and we need a,
Well, are we gonna put the well on Granite County, supposedly Granite County? So
well, the well's already down there. just
Oh, we got the
need
well there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just need water,
Yeah, we have water.
water. Okay, it's just up here that we just
Yeah.
drill. Yeah. So we can go forward with septic down there. I mean, this might be different projects at different times. At different sites.
Yeah. just when you wanna, the question is, if you have to bid it, if it's gonna be over
Yeah.
80,000, so,
Well, we'll just, I guess, move ahead and try to get some people to start looking at it. Right? Otherwise, it's already first of June, yeah, we need,
Say yes, don't nod your head, you can't.
and maybe call well, you know, we're still good one.
That's all.
All right, on that note, just to move on, we had, talking about amending the solid waste policy, possibly requiring scales on garbage trucks and or modifying requirements regarding construction materials. I went in and checked like this one that's saying that they're picking up all this, contractor stuff, Robinson's is, but we don't know what it weighs, and it shows that they haven't hauled nothing in there since, 10/5/22. Well, I actually seen dumpsters getting dumped into his rig and hauling up there. Well, the taxpayers are getting hit with this. I mean, how are we gonna stop it? These guys are just. This is something we need to have
Yeah.
Robinson come in and
Yeah.
talk to him, and but this is if you look, they saying, but last week they were hauling stuff up there. And as of, when it don't show, they only have one unit. Well, we don't even know what, I mean, we're all getting hit, but the rest of us on the graph paper.
Well, it's just enforced, second half here.
They're gonna have this, if they're gonna pick up these contract
Yeah.
stuff, you're gonna have to wait or something. But I mean, all that's
Absolutely.
It's not fair for everybody.
No, no.
I think you guys should consider requiring to have scales on the truck, but give them so long to,
He's pulled
Yeah.
that before, Blaine, we've had him in,
Yeah.
I mean, he comes
But-
back with, oh, you can't do it on this one, can't do it on the other one. But
but you guys set the rules.
I don't think it's, we got a big thing coming up after, with another guy.
Yeah.
So you're actually stating that you've seen dumpsters be put, or garbage construction materials being put into
Robin.
his truck and hauled just recently.
Yes, and it don't show nothing on his unit. They're saying, well, they haven't hauled nothing. I was there, I seen it,
Well, so this unit is a particular person,
yeah.
okay,
But
And
I
they're
mean,
doing
it's a contract,
construction?
Yeah, they're doing construction. Well, if they're gonna do that, it goes back, they better go get a big fence.
Yeah.
So the rest of the taxpayers ain't getting hit for it all. That's just not right.
Well, let's put it on the agenda and then get the Robinson in here, and if he wants to.
Let's do it next week. We got a
give us
bunch
some
of
input, fine.
Yeah, they got a bunch more construction when it starts, so.
so here's the thing that maybe we need to set policy, if there's any kind of construction. They have to get their own dumpster no matter what, they can't have Robinson haul their,
Well,
because,
Well,
But if you-
Robert has dumpsters that. You can leave at the
so
site.
he has dumpsters that
And
he
you can
uses.
leave it, he did when we did the all, redid the all house. He brought us some down and then we filled it up, called him and he came and got it. So. Why couldn't he do that and go across the other way? Dump it, take
Well,
it
that's
back?
the thing, but he's not just taking that, he's taking other stuff too, it's just not.
if he's mixing,
Yeah,
with
no, I
the-
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know it, and he's got that, but it's just that. These guys are filling up and then they're getting it dumped, and he's getting paid to dump it, and we're not getting nothing for the.
Okay, what were you using as an example?
The Hall House that the county owns, we had to bring a dumpster down. And, we fill it up.
So and then we
Yeah.
paid Robinson to haul it off,
He sent us a bill.
Yes,
So I think you guys could right away do, yeah, if he's mixing it, that he has to have it pre-weighed right now, so he doesn't mix it. And two, if you're gonna require it on all of his trucks, I'd say like give him a grace period, you put him in a bind saying you have to do it next month, but if you're giving him 6 months, a year to get the trucks with
No,
scales.
that's tempting.
Well, I'm saying we give him a little bit of grace period on all of his trucks, getting them outfitted with scale, but that's just my suggestion.
We'll just, we got it on the agenda for next week, we'll have them come in and start talking about it, we just gotta do something. Alrighty,
garbage.
Well, then he passes the expense on to his customer, and that's why,
Yeah,
that's the private way the private world works.
okay, and then on the courthouse street drainage projects, we're waiting for them to come back, they said they paid for half of it. They have to go out of drain, fix that drain out here, and they get, I brought it up that you need to know and look at it, so when the city can't get up in here, we don't want to come along with the. With what thing, so it's kind of that, maybe we'll. The mayor to figure out I'm sure what, you know,
Put a drain in somewhere.
right out here in the front there. So they,
Well, it's gotta be down. You should never hit a drain. If you do, it ain't draining.
they're talking about digging and laying wire and stuff in their heat tanks and stuff. I just thought you better know in case we come up with power or something, you would have a different idea. So what else?
Just them dealing those plows for the new trucks that I brought. We can't get the hydraulic plows that we were talking about for 300 days, so we just need to go with the Henderson. And
With what?
with the Henderson plows that we have on the rest of the trucks. And that's the cost for them two new trucks. Just need to get the okay, so I can have them get them ordered.
Is that what we estimated?
It's lower.
Lower?
Because we were gonna get them other fancy ones, but they can't for 300 days, so I think we need to make the most.
Since we miss a whole season, we better just get what we can.
Okay,
I didn't paint a motion on this.
I'll make a motion to get to. Two new snow plows for. Two new used trucks.
okay, so in this motion, we've already decided that we were going to do it. So why do we have to make a motion?
Yeah, I think you guys already. I recall you already approved
So
the,
you just
talking about the attachments, right?
Yeah.
telling him that he'd go ahead and go for it, right?
Yeah, man.
Go for it.
I mean,
You already approved
Yeah.
the attachment.
I didn't know if they had to have a new motion because we agreed on another.
well, if it's lower, we're saving money, so. I make a motion to save money.
What else?
That's about it. Blade. That's for the phone.
We're all moved out of the gravel pit,
Yeah, they got the gravel, that's all done.
and the city wants to buy some of our gravel.
They're kicking it around, but I think I'm gonna do it. They'd already said something a couple weeks ago, and I never heard nothing back from them, so.
The state or the city?
Stay.
State.
And then, Hance surveyed it, and also the state blew it last Wednesday. So we'll get their measurements as well.
Blew it.
With the drone. Figure out how much they flew it before we started and now again. So,
Did you fly over?
The drone.
bye bye.
Alrighty, what else?
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had no applicants. Keep it in there.
Still looking for. Two or one more?
She's like. Iron by pairs, you keep one. I don't know what to say.
So,
That'd be really nice if some guy walked in and said. Would work for the summer.
Yeah.
But-
alright, we'll move right into this. Zach Zupan with Sletton Construction to discuss some more solid waste invoice and concerns. Are they coming in?
I thought he was going to be by Zoom, but I don't see him.
So explain what invoice and why they have concerns.
He's saying he told Bill. It went up like 400%.
He said-
Right?
Yes, he said, they dumped, they're doing I think it's a state project they're working on, the bridge down at Bearmouth. Maybe, if I'm right. And so last year they utilized the solid waste site down in Drummond to dump some stuff. And so this year he sent his guy up there to do the same thing, and he said the price has increased over 400%. So he sees it as price gouging.
You guys, just increase. Increase the fees on that, but it was not 400%.
No, when will they increase last?
Well, the. Base was there a while back, when you guys did
In
just a
April.
few months ago, did the. on the pay as you go. Right,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
that's what we're talking about, right, pay as you go,
but it wasn't no 400.
but they can also buy the
Unit.
the unit for the same price as everyone
If
else.
they don't ground there,
If the underground, yeah,
and they're not
Oh,
doing
okay.
construction, that's all, so it pays you go.
yeah, pay as you go.
See, there's another one of them, they own there.
Right.
Then tell them get their own dumpster.
Yeah,
Right,
I'll be a fine.
next week and we can decide to have. Make them get their own dumpster.
Okay, so
Right.
I need to understand this he's constructing and he's hauling to the dump. And so is he the contractor or is
yes,
he the? And he's paying it or is the owner paying it or is he what? How is he working this?
just my guess, it's a bid, yeah, I mean, I know he bid the job and got ordered from the state to do it. And so this would be part of his cost.
They should have come to the county to see what it costs. You'd ask Lynn on why there's, it shouldn't be 400%, that's not.
And the reason, I don't think it's 400%, but it hasn't been raised in.
Well, you just raised the pay as you go, but it's
What
not.
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
is it was so low that they
Yeah.
felt that we had to raise it up,
It wasn't 400%, it was,
but so it didn't go up.
Maybe he could, you know, he called in a whole bunch of stuff and now he's got a bill. You know, he's saying it's 400%, he probably after last year, you know, I mean, pretty much calling in there for free.
So if he thinks it's cheaper having all his own dumpster from BFI, maybe this is,
Where it goes,
The way it should, I mean.
the price was set, so we're not gouging him. Price was set for everybody,
he
right?
chose to come up there, yeah. It's the same for everyone in his position, yeah.
With that on. Are they on?
I don't
Well-
see anyone on and I don't have any email.
you have a annual endorsement permit for me.
No, that was like it was a popular thing there for a week or two. People just kept calling. But no, I don't.
Well, I guess I'll get out of here then. You guys have a good day.
You too.
I guess we'll stay on till 9:45, Keith calls in.
So you're putting the solid waste policy on the agenda for,
Next week, right, Billy?
Yep, I have it written down on my little list.
I just think we gotta do something. I mean, the taxpayers are getting hit. That's why there's a lot of these guys like it here, because they don't have to pay nothing to dump.
Mhm.
I mean, when somebody picks it up, they can't even tell whose it is or how much it weighs. And the rest of us are getting hit by the.
Yeah, because of the extra garbage.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's in the dumpster.
creating a fair system.
that thing sitting in Drummond was full every couple hours.
Hmm.
I mean, this isn't.
So is he picking it up more than once a day?
Like
And
that.
and for the same person? And it's not getting charged that
There's
person.
nothing, there ain't nothing showing that he's even, he should be over his unit.
Yeah.
And they're paying for it.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
You know,
He's
that's
picking up
what I'm saying,
dumpsters.
yeah.
I wouldn't let them mix, if you're gonna. For right now, I wouldn't let them mix construction with other garbage, but then, for that, I think you can do that now, but then. Work on requiring all the trucks to
And I
have.
think next week
Yeah.
we set this up and it's gonna be this. It's a discussion, decision that may done next week, because the contractors are really coming in. The rest of the people that live there shouldn't have to pay for all this, if, and they're hauling it away.
So it can be either or, hails on the trucks
And
or both, and bins, separate bins. I think it should be.
yeah,
Well, or if,
I think.
or
it should be-
freeway and
Freeway and all the garbage. plus bins
construction.
and stuff.
So here's my question. Does he have units that Robinson for his dump truck? Or is he going off the units that people,
Yeah, the customers,
so when he's hauling somebody, when he's leaving a dumpster, is that for that customer?
Yes,
So when we got that bill. I guess we could look up to see what we had to pay to him for that dumpster.
whatever the difference is, yeah.
yeah, he's
I know what I'm
passing the
saying.
costs on to customers.
These other guys, you know, they're just filling this up and he's going in there with extra tipping. He ain't picking up other guys, but he can't keep tabs on what he's picking up here, here, or here. Well, it's not. And but yet he goes in and he get paid again. You know, every time he does it, when he gets paid. Cause it's extra tipping. I just think.
He gets paid from the customer. Pick it up,
Yeah, he bills it.
and if he picks up extra, he charges him extra.
But we're not, we're just getting all the garbage and it's not even showed up on his unit. That's why we didn't dug that out.
You gotta know what each customer is, what the weight of their stuff is, that's the only fair way to.
That's why, like Chuck is saying, that these contractors need to get their own. That's all, because I know what he's gonna say about the scale. You guys will have it, yeah.
Well, you said
I
pass the
lost a
split
lot
cost,
over
and
this. I mean,
just gotta pass the cost on to his customers to get the
Yeah.
trucks with scale. Another thing with the scale, they have to be like. Inspected every year and certified. I think that would be my advice, that'd be the requirement.
he could test them right there going across our scales because they're certified, but he needs to know who's on what in. He's gonna, when he stops there, he's gonna have to have a little thing in his truck with this guy, you know, they can computerize it. You say Blanche is weighed this, and he goes next person, the next person's weighs this. I mean, we're losing so much out there. By just picking up, we don't even know the scales, and half the time, I mean, mixing everything, and we get
Yeah.
stuck with it.
Pre-weigh all the.
It's not
These
good.
garbage,
It has, yeah,
pass the expense on
He's
the
gonna
customer.
grow up bit. He has before, but it's gotta stop somewhere. He's making good money off of it. And the rest of us are paying for it.
Well, we all gotta change, everything's changing, everything's growing, I mean, we can't just let it go on.
And there's frustration when you see it there, and then it was mixed, there's iron and wood and all that, man, so then they just throw it in that one thing,
Yeah.
not so even nothing out, where you can actually heat the iron and. It's a mess.
I know we don't really have a good recycling. Unless you haul your own, they've got the recycling steel and. That you, when you haul your own,
Yeah,
what's he doing? He certainly isn't sorting it when he,
Don't
Takes
have
his-
time to when they mix in kind of. Robinson back in there, your dumpsters, and then, you know, we don't, what do you know what's in it, but when you drive by and see what's in the dumpster, you get. There's no way that people, the contractors or whatever doing this are gonna have to start, the iron, rest of that. Otherwise, we're just loading up all that extra weight, and everybody's paying for it.
well, yeah. We don't have very good solid
I
waste.
I use Robinson, pay the monthly fee or whatever, but I can guarantee you that my yearly garbage is under 2,000 pounds. I mean,
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of them are, but. we don't
Some are
know.
more,
We
some
don't
are
know.
more, yeah.
And they look right there and it says they haven't hauled nothing since 22.
Since
October
22, you know, they're hauling.
I seen it last week, they were home. Why isn't that being recorded? Maybe I'm making too big a deal out of it, but I just
Well-
don't think it's fair for everybody else.
It should be on his customer, not the general taxpayer.
Cause if he has to go there and haul extra, he's charging them extra. And the time he picks that up, what we charge us. All right, well, we'll go ahead and jump into the dam tenders report. That's okay, it's sitting, come up some more, 6428.98, 6.24 below pool. Last week it was 72 below, and we're letting out 60. Report from Jared, we got, yeah, really nice report, 14 to 15 CFS on stream bypass. And yeah, it's a nice report, and 1.36 weird pond height. First
How
time,
much stream bypass?
14 to 15. and it still has ice on it. I drove up there looking at it. and-
Actually, it's kind of slushy, yeah.
it's slushy.
It's,
and
it's,
it's still. it's
Yeah.
on ice.
there's still ice.
I looked at it, I took pictures.
You what?
I took pictures of it, and I went up to the, upper Frankfurt, took pictures of that.
The irrigation season now, so it's anything about 30 CFS, the temporary modification.
And when you called up message, I didn't get back to you for, it was a few hours and I did try to call back, but the dam tender couldn't get up that day and that is actually his job. And then he come up at 9 o'clock the next morning with Paul and he told him everything and they got it over.
Yeah, I went back up.
Okay, but I just wanted you to know I didn't.
And I went down to the rear, took pictures of that.
He already had plans of dam, and I said, no, we get it next day at doctor. That's the way it kind of goes.
So I got some questions, according to the minutes. They're letting out 50 CFS to the penstock. And I thought before that the penstock could only handle 35 to 40. So I want to know what we're doing.
There's 45.
There's 45. So is that the number that we can use forever, or is that gonna change down to 35? Because of vibration and the penstock?
Like when we max out, we're around 45 CFS.
So we can count on 45 forever.
Yeah, and it has to do with penstock pressures. There's not to collapse the pipe or anything on itself.
So what do you mean 45 forever? What are you talking about? I don't understand what you mean.
Because before, they were doing 35 to 40, that they, because it was getting vibration in the penstock and that kind of thing. Right? That was last summer. Well, that's what I heard last summer.
From,
You,
Didn't you have like a leak or something at one point?
yeah,
Yeah, and that was when you had to,
yeah,
you shut it off for a while.
this winter is shut down for a few days.
But we can only ever have gone 45 through that.
Yeah, we get to 2 megawatts. And we have to keep our penstock pressure. We don't want to drop. Basically, we're looking like 292 PSI. So.
So what's your other question? Or did he answer it?
well, I want an answer to that, and I just want to make a statement, you know, with snowpack. And he accused us of dumping water down, last week. Dumping down the creek, it was going wasted. But if there was that much snowpack and that much precipitation, that gate valve would have to be open no matter what. So it would go down the creek no matter what.
No, my comment on that is if we were on. If we were open to where we need to be in the winter. And just in the winter time. You know, if you come and look at my reports from the last 2 years, prior to the last 2 years, we're at 25 CFS plus in the winter. So we're pumping it out, we're bringing the lake down. And then around the end of February, March, then we start to see where we need to go to bring it back up to this point. County makes more money.
The point is, it comes off, and you admitted last week that it comes off in May and June. Okay, so you're gonna have an influx of inflow in May and June. And if there's that much of what you were saying is coming in, you said last week it was 100 CFS, which. Then. That you're gonna have to open that gate valve anyway.
We never
Every-
want to, we never want to. If we manage it in the winter, like we have in the past. Everyone, the county makes more money. Okay, then it's down where it belongs around this time of year, instead of being 6 inches from. The top of the spillway, right?
So where should it be? You're saying if it's down where it belongs, where does it belong this time of year?
With the winter that we had, I would say a minimum by the end of this month at 12 inches.
So like in the minutes from last year at this time. It was the FERC order license says you have to be within 12 inches. On
In May.
in May, I mean, you can
At the
be,
end of May.
it says you have to be within 12 inches, but you don't have to be at 12 inches. Brad went on to say that you can be higher than the 12 inches, but you have to be, what the license
Yeah,
is saying,
it's
you don't
within.
want it under. Well,
What,
more than 12 inches, right?
Yeah.
You don't want it 13 inches, you want it within 12 or
Right.
more, right?
or 12 or less.
Or less,
Sorry.
more or
But
less.
one of the things though, in the winter time, you know, plan or whatever you carry out in the winter time, you have to have, I mean, if it's gonna be, got inflows at 10 CFS, then you gotta be at 10 CFS or have agency approval, so, I mean, it can be done, but managing in the winter like that above 10 CFS, you gotta have gotta have fish and game on board.
And you also have the fish issue in the winter about getting down in the ice, not enough oxygen. In the water because there's not enough water there, so then we'd have that to deal with. And you don't know in the winter, there's no way you know it in the winter.
Don't they plan it?
To plan for 4 months ahead.
Don't they?
No, but. Like if we're up, we can always turn it down. Let more water in, fill up. You know, it's a reservoir, so it's designed for it.
So what's coming in right now?
Probably the average inflows over the last 7 days has been around 75.
It's coming in right now.
Well, I think it must be something to regain. I mean, we got more coming in, and we got more out, and we're gaining, so I think we're sitting, I don't know what other.
We haven't had any precipitation after 7 days since our last meeting. 0. And like early in the week, we had the overnight temperatures were 34 degrees, 35 degrees on 512, 513, the overnight lows. A lot of overcast, so that slows things down as far as inflows go. And then our highs are only rate 54, 52, something like that. We're staying real steady.
I think we're lucky.
Very
Yesterday up, you know, down there, and it was 80,
Mhm.
you know, up at Emerald Hill, it was 80. So I guess what's your motion or what do you want to do? I'll make a motion, we stay at 60 for this week at least, and then if it flux a little bit, let's back it off.
So on a comment, it looks like. It's getting managed when we put the 60. I know that. Jason. He made a comment a little bit. He made a comment last week. Too little, too late. And that was when we said to be 60.
He thinks in May, you're gonna have to be letting out 100 and he thinks that's, you know.
But we're in the
yeah.
middle of May right now, and we're doing 60 and we're still gaining.
You don't know what it's gonna do.
I mean, this is a problem everybody has their own opinion, I mean, we don't know what Mother Nature's gonna do, we don't know my church. I think being and staying cool and that we're lucky because it's not all coming big and we're losing it. I think, so that's me.
So being cooler keeps it where it's not melting as fast. And so it keeps it. Like you said, right now the inflow's at 75.
The average for the week is about that.
So when we're what? Got rain coming?
Wednesday,
Well, I know you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
That's the whole thing.
Well, I'll second that for a week.
Okay.
You know,
Then we'll start.
and I think this is May. You know,
Yeah.
that was my whole point.
Yeah.
Forever.
And sure, there's times on, you know, and I'm sure there's times we could do better, or we will, I mean, everybody has a different point on what they're looking at it. They're looking at it different than what we're, you know, they're down here looking at, and, you know, everybody's got their own opinion, but I mean, it comes down to us, and I think we manage the thing damn. There.
So one point I want to make is like last year, we kept it at 6 all year until May 15th. We kept it at 6. And this year, we're up and down, and so it would be average, maybe average it all out to the 20. That we put out, and then the one to 30, and then back to the 20, was probably, let's average at 15. So if we still gain water. So the 6 didn't really gain us the water that, because we didn't, yeah, it didn't gain us the water.
Well, what happened if we got that rain? I think it was after the 15th, and then, because that's when
June.
Yellowstone flooded, it was in June, and I think we're getting remnants of that, or,
Well,
remnants, but
And you're following the FERC order, because as I recall, sometimes inflows there weren't much above 6, so you're following the FERC order there.
so anyway, then we went to 30, then it started raining for 2 or 3 weeks. And it went up. Cause I know the rain brought us up.
Well, I guess so. We moved it, so we got the second, and now we've done public comment. All in
Oh,
favor?
like Brad Lehrman on.
Brad Lehrman is on, yeah.
His hand ain't up, so I didn't think it was.
It'd be a temporary modification, so I.
I didn't see him raise his hand, so I didn't know if he was just listening. You have a comment, Brad?
No, I'm just listening. So the motion is to keep it at 60, right?
What's that?
What was the motion to keep it at 60?
Leave it at 60 for this week.
I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, I think that seems reasonable with the snowpack you have and water you have in the reservoir right now.
I
So
know,
Okay,
I disconnected.
Thanks, Brad.
reconnected.
thanks, Brad.
Yep. Yep.
For being on.
Yep.
All right, so all in favor?
I,
Aye. Leave it at 60, and then we'll keep a close eye, and we'll just keep talking, and if there's something happens, and. Cause we can do something day by day if we have to go back or ahead. Say,
so,
that's good.
if it stays cool. And then the slush goes off and it stays cool and comes in slower. That's maintaining it. Where the 60 coming out. But you're not gonna have to worry about a big rainfall coming in. And where we have to let out 100.
And I don't know.
I hate to see that 100, cause we've always had problems.
Oh, yeah, I started
From there
washing,
all the way to the river.
washing things out.
Yeah,
I
so
remember
we better
That
do,
one year, the weir and only had, to me, was maxed out at like 70. And then above that.
And have we cleaned the weir lately? We're gonna have to do that again, cause remember, that's what happened last time, then we filled it, and holy shit, we wiped out a bunch of stuff.
but who does that?
The county did it.
The damn tender
No, the county crew went.
or, oh, those are
I don't
things.
think they can reach out to.
They were there the other day. As a matter of fact, 2 of your guys were down there. So,
But I think we need to clean that out again, but right now with them, before we have to dump a bunch and we'll fill that up.
yeah, and that, like the average temperatures up there probably over the next week will be like around 65. Over the next week, it calls for 1 day of rain, but some days it clouds up. It looks like it's gonna rain and doesn't rain. They called for it, I think, 3 times last week and it never rained once.
Should we have Paul go up and see what he can do to get that weir clean so we don't wait too late? Or
If we can do it now in higher water.
And do it
That's their call.
now?
That's their call.
But I mean, though, if it's actually though, they looking down, it looks like they can get right in.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to do it when it was shallow or not.
No, I didn't really
I
thought it.
it's kind of their call.
I just hate to wait, cause I want you to wait a little too late, and then next thing you know, we have all that.
Well, we haven't looked at it, but I don't know if they could do it.
We'll see what he thinks and let us know. All right, any other public comment on this? All righty, well, we'll move on. Thank you, everybody. Good job.
Thanks. Man. Have a good day.
We're into claims. You guys have ones? Do we have to go get them? You don't have to, that's a thing, no, I think we're managing it well. I mean, we don't know what Mother Nature's gonna do. People want to, like I said, and I'm not bashing them, but they're one up there, they were both down there and on fields. I mean, it's a tough call.
Balancing
Somebody would buy the damn thing from us.
Well, the irrigators are getting more this year, have gotten more. So they can't really, because We had irrigators
Who's bringing
at the same time calling us up and saying they want more water last year. We're given the water this year because we can.
Oh, right now, we're getting the same. No, we're getting more here.
Yeah.
But usually it's an issue in
I think,
August.
we'll argue with that, but I think we're managing the thing good, I really do, I mean, it's a scary thing. Yeah, I don't know, who's to say, you know, come here in a week or so, rain comes in, we might have rain that. Flying. We already had 2 fires up there in the res, it's drying fast. The Jocko's down, the river, the Jocko River, it's down already. But
Well, you know,
it's just so cold at night though, I think.
you know, Elkford usually runs if you have a water runoff.
Oh, that's gone this. On that midwinter conference, that was in last month's claims for 200 and it's back in here for 200 and I didn't go. And I called them saying I wasn't gonna go.
Yeah, that was that one we held back that you were gonna, yeah. I don't
So
know.
I didn't go. I don't feel
Why
that we
would you
should
pay it?
have to pay for it. I'm gonna go ask.
No, but I think it's good, Chuck, what we're doing. I mean, sure, we get to arguing and that, but I think we're managing. Everybody's got their own opinions. I think we're doing all right.
Well, you gotta,
I mean, if we don't say it or, I mean, then it's like, oh, whatever, you know,
we gotta go with the flow.
it's,
You know,
and you know,
whatever it's doing, then you gotta,
the next 2 weeks are gonna be day by day. I gotta, yes, I don't know, this is where we've gotten, you know, before it comes down to this. This is the time of year now when really, and that's why I'm always.
I mean,
You can either flood them out up there or flood them down here, you just never know. You're not gonna stop Mother Nature, I mean, we can dump, but then again, there you go, we put them down. Another 30 or something down that line. Did you ever hear from that Sletton Construction? Well, I don't think we should take anything off the bill, why should we do that? I guess if he calls it something, well, that's what it is, and it's not 400%.
So apparently. I didn't cancel it soon enough.
Well, that's not right, holy cow, what would it cost them, I mean, did it cost them that?
Well, it'd be what their, the policy is, I mean, what, they have it on the
See, I
website, of what the
did,
policy is.
I don't know if it's on the website.
well, there's another thing, you're stuck with the weather. You cancel because of the weather.
Yeah,
I mean, I think a whole bunch of other people did too. And
They shouldn't be
You don't
charging
know that.
you.
you don't
They
know what,
shouldn't be charging you for that, I mean, it was a safety deal, you didn't feel comfortable going, but yet.
and it was on Friday. Before, and I had to make the decision on Friday, knowing that there was a storm front coming in. To leave on Sunday,
when you cancel,
on Friday,
well, that should be plenty of time.
I wouldn't.
where if they were gonna give a list for meals. That you'd think they'd give a list that day when they make the count, roll
Well,
call.
that's the thing, how do they, what if you were sick, they're gonna do that to you then too, so I mean, no, I don't. We just
So how do we dispute it?
say that we feel that we should not be pay it due to the fact that. it was
Maybe.
weather and-
Ask them where their policy's at, that
Yeah.
says the time frame.
I don't see anything on their website.
Yeah, if they didn't give you notice of the policy, then.
Well, because Becky, this was on last month's claim, and Becky, when I told her that I had called and canceled, she followed through with it. And then they called her back and said that I didn't cancel soon enough. Well, when you cancel it. Who's gonna drive in? I'm not gonna drive in that kind of weather. And like you said, other people probably felt the same way.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Well, you know, I'm saying that, they're kind of pressuring you into it, well, it's just the safety, and they're with food safety. $200 really break on them.
And it just won't never go.
Neither that's all about what, I forgot. I'm calling.
So Blaine, does the policy have to be right there on the website? If saying. For
They
cancellation?
should give you notice of it, yeah. That'd be reasonable.
It might have been with your registration too.
Hey, what'd you find out with Lot? I forgot to ask.
Check your
you.
email, if they have to put it on email.
Or were they? Yeah. Oh. Okay, all right, and then, so, I mean, once he gets that, then we can turn the water back on. But not the water. Cause I thought the sign said don't turn on until the pipe. is full. But has anybody tried the water? Does it run in there? That's what I was trying to figure out, I guess. Cause if somebody goes in there or whatever, can they use the bathroom or the sink or anything, is what I'm trying to figure out. And being that sign said don't use, cause it's pipe control, that kind of means they're broke. I guess. Are you still up around here or? Okay, I was gonna have, maybe you can run in there quick and look and see if the water even works in there. Cause we don't have no ambulance people at all, otherwise I wouldn't bother you with this, but we gotta make sure we don't wanna ruin that building. Okay. That's what we're all kind of agree on that, I don't think, cause we don't know anybody else, you know, if he's not, if he ordered the part, he's gonna get back. You know, we don't know how long it'll be here. Oh, okay, alright, but. Okay. Alright, well, if you could check those, okay, if you could check the water and then let us know. We can, if we have to get somebody, and then when you're up by Georgetown here. The next few days or go that way, would you look to see how much sand stuff, if we have to clean the weir, if we can even get in there, cause we're gonna have. To end up, we might have to let more water out, maybe, and we don't want to fill that full of that sludge and shit again. Alright. Alright. You look at that and Jim Watt, Billy came and he said that. He don't see nothing wrong with the water, there's a furnace, there's a coupler. That went out, but the furnace is still working, but the coupler. He ordered a new coupler and he'll down here in the ambulance shed, cause there's a sign says don't use water, pipes are frozen, but. He don't see nothing there,
That the pipes are frozen.
and Paul said he'll go see, turn the water on, just see if it works.
Well, potentially they froze but didn't break there.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, we don't have.
Right.
They didn't fix that, cause we tried to get somebody down there to fix that before it got cold.
He said that they put a coupler in and it worked, and then obviously that coupler went out, so he ordered another coupler, but. That's just to do with the furnace, nothing to do with the water, so I don't even know if you can run water or not. That's a problem when you have a vacant building.
But we're
It's a
gonna
nice
get the
building
city,
too.
we
I
get the
wonder-
city to have that QRU. They
I
could
wonder-
be going in there.
I wonder if Janine can run down and check the water. The county building, is she here today?
Yeah. I think.
I mean, at least go down when we're still in here, and let her, I know. if we-
Wouldn't the QRU though be under Phillipsburg ambulance, so in the county, or you want just the town to totally
I
run
don't know what you're talking about.
it? The
I think we told them,
QRU for the town.
we told them. Were you there? In that meeting and,
He wasn't at that meeting.
Yeah.
oh, they could. Park the, QRU. Rig in the ambulance building.
Well, I'm afraid what we're gonna have to do, I mean, if we're gonna have to hire somebody, a lot that ambulance shed and Drummond's and ice are running around in there, we gotta do something. I mean, this is getting way out of hand down there, the dumps, the cans are full, the garbage full, I mean. You go in there and there's mice and this is,
Gotta hire a maintenance person.
well, I don't know, I mean, is this what's gonna happen with? We can't just dump on that building, I mean, the stuff's starting to come into the other office.
Yeah. I hire someone to do maintenance on both of them.
Like once a month, go in, make
Yeah.
sure the garbage is cleaned out and that
Yeah,
cleaned up in there, swept out, they move the ambulances out, clean it, I don't know if there's somebody who might wanna do that, or you guys up for something like that. I mean, we gotta do something,
Yeah.
but these buildings are just getting further and further, the trim's falling off down there, it's just little.
Well, as far as the QRU thing in Phillipsburg, I'd rather have them park. If it comes to pass, park the rig in there, they could be whoever. Could be going in there and keeping the building running, I mean, this is ridiculous, just to have that thing sitting empty.
well, I just thought that QRU would be under like Phillipsburg ambulance, you got a different thought on who would be running it?
Right, I mean, it might be some of the firemen, maybe, and but. If they wanted to volunteer for the ambulance.
I didn't mean you had to walk down.
So in a situation like that, get that QRU going, then you'd want to levy for the ambulance, right? Because,
Oh, you know. We'll see.
yeah,
I think so. Let's get out of here.
and that would be just something you just added to the levy. It's not anything
Statutory.
that we have to,
Statutory.
yeah.
No, you need to run down, and she said, we don't know how to go out and do it. I just don't want that thing to be ruin that building. I mean, nobody goes in there, checks, Paul had Jim go down and start the ambulances, I don't know how long ago.
But if you had someone hired in the. All year long, go check on both of those and you're taken care of.
We're gonna down by nobody wants to do anything, that's a problem, I don't know if the guy could. Like up here, at least being a county building, and you need to go down like
Yeah,
once, just a walk through once a week, not just to
Yeah.
make sure everything, you know.
yeah.
You
Like
might
that.
have hired someone to come in and clean it now and find somebody who'd like to do it. I mean, they need to be swamped out. And picked up, and you go and drum them on it. I mean, it's just not good. There's blankets and stuff on the floor, all that stuff you threw away. I mean, they worry about people taking stuff and using stuff, but yeah, here it's laying there and the mice are pissing and shit, now we got to throw it away.
Is the, AP moved into a new space?
She is. You should go see it down
Is he happy?
there. I think so. She sent Ashley Westfall up here yesterday of Healthy Granite County Network and because you know they swapped spaces and said, go tell them upstairs that we are so happy down here the way.
It's nice to hear from the people that are working.
Yeah. I think she likes all the doors, would be my guess.
So where does everybody go shopping for groceries in Drummond? Clinton Market, Deer Lodge? Clinton and Deer Lodge.
They kind of wait till they have to do
So how far is Clinton from,
40 or 38 miles, 35 miles,
what's Deer Lodge?
30 miles.
I'd say people go to Missoula more than Clinton, but there's quite a few people who live in Clinton, Mark.
Oh, there's a lot of people
Yeah.
in Clinton Market because they always have
Chicken.
specials.
Yeah,
They got good, yeah, it's a good,
yeah,
it's a good store.
kind of like coffee,
Clinton.
yeah.
Really good. Hey, that's right. I'll have I stop up here on Tuesday. But
Clinton's better than here. For specials, be honest.
yeah. It just seems they have, I don't know, they got a lot of stuff there at that store. Yeah, I get them and then you can get real, you know, they got, it's pretty good. Did we ever hear anything, Billy, on that oxygen sensor or anything? Has anybody, and then
They came and got them all.
that, the new guy needs the keys, did Brandon bring all the keys back? Garrett, well, cause he couldn't get in.
Oh, Brandon has not brought me any keys or
We need to get
anything.
the keys to get to the new dam, I forgot to bring that up.
Okay,
He's
I'll
got
get
to
ahold of
about
Brandon.
that, but he needs to have that stuff, cause he
Keys,
could,
keys to what?
the keys that for the dam tender, Brandon had them. And this guy don't have no keys, so he couldn't run in or do anything anyway, due to the fact that all the chain lock and all that.
okay.
But he didn't, he,
I have
we gotta get the
Brandon
keys
gave
to
him
the.
the
Why
keys.
wouldn't he have turned him into the courthouse?
Well, I don't know if he, I don't know.
I Didn't, yeah.
You just need a reminder.
Oh, extra pair of keys. Ping.
Maybe we could call him and find out if he has any keys, or maybe Brian.
I'll get ahold of him now.
The other guy don't have.
I know, yeah, let me get ahold of him.
Georgetown was 6.24 inches.
It was,
Yeah. Pretty sure, yeah.
yeah, 6.24.
Well, they would like to work.
Mhm.
Like it.
I guess.
I know, that's the best, but I never seen one way, so I was just curious.
Speaking of road, when will they? Put out what? When do we have negotiations with?
June.
Yeah. With the road.
With the road.
Road and, culvert, after we have the, compensation board meets and No,
So who approaches the new employee?
They're supposed
The
to,
union.
the union's supposed to come and see them. The union has to get with them. We don't. That's their deal. And it's not before 6 months, one time before they even ran home was there. That's not hard.
So if they don't get with them by then, but they still have to do retroactive union dues?
No, because you
They
don't even have to pay to.
Yeah, I remember
State
that.
legislature passed that, they don't have to pay you.
oh, that's the US Supreme Court rule, but it was,
Yeah.
yeah. But then you're right, the legislature didn't change the law, so yeah, they have to opt in.
So they have to join the union, but they don't have to pay the dues?
No, they don't have to be part of the,
They don't have to be part of the
yeah,
union?
yeah, they don't have to be part of the union.
We told them that for years and everybody had kind of.
Well, a little birdie. I guess I can't mention it, it's. Personnel problem.
You can
If you
shut it.
close it, yeah.
Nobody cares, you can shut it.
You want to close to personnel?
Is a comment?
Yeah.
Hold on one moment. I don't know what happened between that and that. I'll have to.
So Janine was saying that everything's working down there?
Did you ever hear anything on the 4-H meeting?
Nope.
I haven't heard one word.
Ben and Karen both aren't here. I would. Bug them for you.
Billy, would you come here for a second?
Yes.
May I ask your advice?
Yeah.
So. I'm at, trying to check my stack saying. There isn't anything, but there's 406.
Click on inbox. There you go. You're fine.
So I was clicking on the actual.
On your name on the, I think it's because you can create more inboxes, like I have the sub ones.
Hey, how's it going? Good, it's new. Yeah, long time coming. Yeah, man. Yeah. Former until our tenure in January, but yeah, oh man. Yeah. I kneecap it up in my thigh. Yeah. Good. Playing old basketball. Not really. No fun getting old. Yeah. I'm 80 years old and I'm still on the building. You're So you're not doing the library anymore, right?
No, no. Here at the
Okay.
home.
Yeah,
Association.
okay.
We're getting busy out there, all this stuff, so all kinds of building going on. Maybe it's slowing down a little bit, or I'm on the architecture committee, so people send me the plan
Oh,
where they build, and we haven't gotten too many recently, but yeah.
Yeah. it's been going on. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
That's scary, really.
Yeah, so closing the sky high still, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, nervous for my kids, you know.
Yeah.
What you guys gonna be able to do around here, go work to buy a house?
Dream of owning your own home isn't so easy.
No.
How old are your kids? How old your oldest?
13 and 15.
Good.
He's got his water truck and he's doing his driver's problems.
Yeah,
My
good.
license here in a couple months.
Yeah, good.
Sure, no problem.
You do sports and sports? Or
It's not in
no,
sports,
it's
right?
not,
It's baseball and anaconda, so that's.
Good.
That's been a tremendous expenditure. And it was.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Your kids are all playing sports, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Ben's a senior, he didn't do track this year, he did basketball.
Yeah.
Football, yeah. Good to keep busy.
What's he off to next year? What's he got planned?
So he's gonna do a 2-year church mission, then go to UM, professional management, so, yeah.
Where do you think go for his mission? Do they know yet?
No,
Hey,
should know
they,
here.
it's a claim from our GW, Rick White, you know? Did you look at that?
He's open, yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, you know where we talked about that, where he ran it. And blamed you and that, you know? Okay, well, on here, it says remove boom lock at customer's request.
Or it's actually Paramount.
Yeah, okay.
And she's doing this program together for new moms.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did.
You get this. Oh, you know, it's not like, oh, she and then after they was born.
Oh, okay, I thought this was the way he, you know, he said it, there, I thought he meant the. Yeah, what I'm
He
saying.
brought me with him, or she went over?
Okay.
She's in the acting do. Actually, does in some circumstances.
That's good, yeah.
And, you know, just.
Good deal. Yeah.
Mom's like, easier than traveling an hour and a half each way. Yeah, just checking up or whatever. We'll see how it goes. It's definitely the pilot program. They're doing a lot of logistics right now, so.
She like in the mountains, yeah.
It seems like a pretty good. He's enjoying it so far.
Yeah, actually, Westfall was within a mountain.
Yes,
Yeah.
You might as well come up with it.
How you guys doing?
Good, you?
Good. Sign some bells.
Yeah, paying everybody.
That's how I to know.
State your name. State your name.
Dustin Muley. I'm with Whiskey Flats Homeowners Association. And basically, I just wanted to come kind of touch bases with you guys. The county owns a lot in Whiskey Flats. It's like 2.3 acres. I think it says on the plat map, dedicated to parkland or whatever, so. We just wanted to touch bases with you guys and see where you're at with it. I don't know if there's any kind of budget for any kind of park stuff. Does the county do any park stuff at all, or?
I don't even know what's in there now.
There's 12,000.
So they do have
And that's
a
in that's county park, so it's probably part of it was received from Whiskey Flats.
Okay, all right, well, I just wasn't.
Maybe, I don't know, but.
Nobody really seemed to have any idea, like in the homeowner association, what that was actually, it just says parkland designation. I'm assuming it was deeded to you guys once the subdivision was divided up, but
Yeah.
I would assume that
Yeah,
was the case.
historically, like, I think towns that come in and the county's giving money to the existing parks, I think.
Like with when they do the subdivision. I thought there was something like in lieu of. They would, or do a park, so it's dedicated land for the park. In
Yeah.
the subdivision.
Yeah, to
I
be honest,
think it's
I didn't
something
know.
we need to. I don't know. What do you mean, like, make a park out of it? or
Well,
what?
we were just we were beating the idea around the other day at our meeting, just to try to utilize it. I mean, I'm not necessarily envisioning like a playground park, but, it's a beautiful lot. I mean, it's got some trees on it, which I think it's the only lot on this lots with any trees. And, you know, we were just talking about maybe doing like a little trail and like a picnic bench or something, just, you know, something where people could go walk around a little bit. We get pretty heavily utilized out there as a thing. Just with, people walking their dogs and stuff. I mean, there's probably 10 or 15 people every day out there walking around. And I don't know, I just thought I'd ask you guys and see if there was any.
So
options.
what you would need funds to maybe dress it up a little bit? or
Maybe,
what?
yeah, put in a little trail, maybe put a picnic bench in or something. Right now, it's just knapweed. That was kind of the thing that I was hoping to get maybe accomplished. I don't have a whole lot of hope for funding, but if we can get it
We
sprayed.
did that before and went and sprayed it, but if the homeowners won't spray, besides wasting your
Well,
money. and-
I went out and looked today and it's almost clean, like Bubba Dunkerson has one and there's a lady that has the other one and there's a guy building a house behind it and it's like kind of an island in Applebee's.
Go right downstairs and get Ben to go out.
Okay, yeah.
You guys
well,
should
Say that, what?
go right downstairs and get Ben, the weed sprayers are out, they'll go right up and.
Okay, well, that was kind of what I was hoping, just because it does, I can tell it kind of drifts, it's drifting into everybody else's.
Down and then up to talk to the commissioners and yeah, go spray.
Okay, well, that would be great. And yeah, I don't know if there's any opportunity or any, you know, further conversation we could have about possibly getting some funding for it, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, see, the one question that I have is if in lieu of a park, they donate to the park fund, so there was no, it looks like maybe Linda would be able to explain that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There
the
is a
history of-
park there,
yeah,
so-
Why it's conveyed to the county.
Well, remember, they were gonna. Few years ago that somebody talked about getting some park equipment, they looked into the pricing and something to do with some of the terms and that, but they were talking about that.
Whiskey Flats was,
With the park, yeah. the
Whiskey
park
Flats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been brought up.
it's been brought up, okay. Well, nobody that was on the board now really knew much.
Yeah,
about
I mean,
it.
they talked about it and they never ever went in, or they never talked about down here and there was that money and remember Drummond took some. and
okay, the only
Hebert
thing
took
that I'm
some.
saying is that. They have a park, so they didn't pay a fee into Granite County for a park, so they had a designated park and. Usually in lieu of a park, they'll pay funds to the county. So that doesn't necessarily mean this $12,000 was coming from Whiskey Flats.
Yeah, that'd be from.
For
from-
other
Yeah,
areas that in lieu of, but not to
yeah,
say
you
that
could,
we
yeah,
couldn't,
yeah, you could.
like spray the
I
weeds.
mean,
or-
they
Get a
sprayed
bench.
that and after just that little bit, putting a trail and a picnic bench in. Picnic bench, I mean.
Can you
God,
see if
when you
Linda's
fix it up,
up there?
it's being ours.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice spot. I think it'd be a, you know, a nice place to have out there in addition, but I know there's probably liability involved, like insurance and stuff.
Nice to have somebody
I don't know,
fix it.
you know, any- just.
So, yeah, the county's liability. policy.
No,
I don't know if it Ben's down there today, yeah. Okay. See Ben.
definitely get it sprayed for weeds.
Oh,
But he-
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
definitely, and then if they wanted to put, maybe there's a book that they could help, I mean, being it's kind of nice to
No,
do
he's
stuff
not.
our own stuff, and we tell other people how to do theirs.
Yeah.
Linda, want to pick it up
How
here?
do you keep it green?
Well, there's no irrigation or anything. It would just be, right now, it's actually pretty good, like fescue under the knapweed. I went out there and looked at it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of trees and stuff. And the other thing that we mentioned at our homeowners association meeting was there'd definitely be a good volunteer effort too. You know, I don't think you have to pay to.
If you want to buy a picnic table and put it on their own ground, I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty big. and
Yeah,
they-
I think- what do you think?
Help.
Yeah, they're buying it.
Huh?
Or we're buying. it.
They do the labor.
Hmm?
They would do the labor, it sounds like.
Oh,
that's, I think that there'd be a good, we could have people volunteer to, you know, do it, but. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I'd just kind of bring it up and hey.
Yeah, no
So
problem.
66 has grants that you homeowners can write for.
Okay.
Rather than ours.
Is that the gas company?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I-
Okay.
I'll email it.
Email it to me, yeah, that'd be great, yeah, because that's the other thing we're talking about, is I know that there is often grants and stuff for parkland and whatnot, but I don't really know anything about it.
So would that be considered Whiskey Flats' park or what?
Well, if it's on county ground, it'd be the, yeah, I didn't know the county had property in there.
So they must have donated
Yeah,
It was
Donated,
donated, I
yeah.
can't remember how.
I donated that.
But
for a park. And then they didn't have to pay park fee or whatever, I don't know.
I don't know either, we were just looking at it going, oh, well, maybe we can do something with it.
Yeah,
Oh, we should be, and it's ours, we expect everybody else to, we should fix our own shit first.
break the leaves anyway.
Yeah.
Especially the spray, will go right down and catch bin,
Okay.
get them right up there, they go.
Ben's not here right now, but,
Jack,
They're
yeah,
out there,
Jack had the idea of a grant that they could go forward with. Do you want,
tearing down there,
no, neither of their cars are there.
everybody's in the weed shop. Just don't go down there. I'll give, get Ben's number.
Yeah, I got the number in my phone, I can
Let's call him and
do that, so, all right, well, that's great.
you want them to come back with like a cost for a picnic table and stuff like that, or?
I don't know, picnic table can't be that bad, can it? I mean, can we get why is he gotta bring, can't we just get one and get out there?
Yeah, if they want to do materials for a trail or something too, yeah.
I can look into a little more and, you know, come back
Yeah.
after our meeting and just kind of see, I just thought I'd kind of breach the subject and just kind of see. You guys out of it and what you do.
Yeah, these funds have been sitting there for a long time.
Have they? Okay.
We can take some and just, go. No.
No. Well, we are starting to collect these now, and we actually, I think in the next couple of years, we'll start to actually have some money that we would, happily put into maintenance and whatnot, but, this year, we're just basically completely broke because of we had a huge washout on the road and the snow was melting and Doug Benz is up there fixing it right now, but I mean, a couple hours of that, we're pretty well tapped out.
Well, yeah, I'd definitely hold Ben to get them up the right now before it starts taking.
Yeah.
Stuff booming you
Okay.
quick, so.
All right, well, that's great, I appreciate it,
Yeah.
and, I'll touch base with you guys when we get a little further down the road.
All right.
Thanks,
Yeah.
see you guys.
Take a
Yeah,
look.
well, for sure, that's kind of exactly what I was.
But the only thing with the still 66 thing, if it's, they couldn't apply for it because it's county property.
Right.
Nice, good to see you.
But if it's, they apply for the homeowners to see if they can get it,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah,
But I was just saying that. Can they apply for it because it's county property?
Well, because it's for like, fire departments, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, community parks, things like that. So, I mean, all I can do
Yeah.
is take a look
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
You guys have a good day.
Entertain a motion to accept the claims.
I make a motion, we accept the claims for,
I'll send that to you.
You get that to me?
no.
I didn't sign it. Didn't sign it. I don't think they should be.
Do we need to get proof that,
Did you see their email to you?
I
Did you
didn't.
have it in there? So they didn't give you notice of it?
no,
I mean,
I just went online and gave them notice on the Friday before because it was storming and it looked like, and I had to leave Sunday.
I know it's only $200, but it's just a fact
Yeah.
that they sit here, I mean, they just don't need to go over there and let going.
Well, they should have had right on the email saying you have to give us so many days
And
notice.
I don't remember that.
I guess we could look into a little more, but I didn't sign it, so.
I don't know.
I can reach out
So,
Okay, could you then just
Yeah.
say,
and find out. I'll just.
then
copy
just
the
say,
policy.
well. I did it on the Friday and the weather, inclement weather, and I wasn't gonna travel for my own safety.
Yeah.
So.
So-
Too bad,
so the
Yeah.
motion would be to accept all of them except for the.
except for the
one,
Nico.
The $200 make.
That's one.
My second.
Any public comment? We've done all favor, or I guess we can jump right into 23-24 core IAP contract discussion decision.
That's Jackie.
I don't know.
Do you have any questions? Well, so that's that, contract we sign every year, and that's what funds our, like people who are underinsured or no insurance, and it covers the cost with the VFC and the vaccines that we can keep, adults and children healthy.
That looks, it's the customary agreement, what, 7,000,
Yeah,
7,000 things.
I'm entertaining a motion.
I make a motion that we sign the IAP contract. Or IAP contract. 23-24.
So this is for people that don't have insurance.
yeah, and that's what the, it's, VFC is Vaccine for Children's, and that's kind of who heads up this program. So that we can vaccinate kids that are on Medicaid, things like that, and it doesn't cost the families anything.
And this is the immunization program,
Mhm.
correct? That.
Yeah.
Is the grant funds that we get every year, and so we must have to sign.
Right.
So that they get their immunizations
Yes.
free.
Yeah.
And there, you already go in there and find their income and
Mhm.
know that.
Yeah.
They can't afford to do.
Yeah. And they bring in their cards and whatnot when they make appointments.
And they're already on Medicaid or something, okay?
Do you go to the school or do they come to you?
We
Yeah, you
go
go to the school.
to the Drummond School Hall and Phillipsburg
Oh,
on do flu vaccine clinics and.
Robert second,
Yeah, I'll second.
any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Next time.
Thank you. Keeps us going.
Thank you. Well, it's like you.
do we need, you want to send that to that update or?
Well, it has to be done for that Todd.
Oh, yeah, no, I just need
Yes.
to scan and email it to John. I'll give it to Deb tomorrow. She's in charge.
Talking earlier about, you know anybody that around that does cleaning like them in places? You know, that Elmwood building, I mean. I went in there this weekend and they were just to look and the mice around. So I don't know if they can. Do you know anybody that would be willing to go swab or stay, you know, I don't know what to do, there's so much stuff that needs to be put away now.
Yeah,
In which place? This one or that one?
Well, I'm talking that one down there right now, because there was blankets and stuff.
Well, what about the ambulance?
Association. Mhm.
I mean, it is their space. I'm just saying.
I just curious, I don't know, we gotta do something, but it's the cans.
Oh.
And they're gonna say, well, that's not their garbage, because, which they haven't, man, so I guess it would be.
Well, I think we should find somebody. I mean, they're volunteers. I mean. They didn't volunteer to carry garbage.
I mean, but then inside, I don't know what's, you throw away or what's good, I mean, that's stuff laying on the floor, I mean, that's.
Well, when I was on the service as a volunteer, I went every month and cleaned.
Well, that's you.
you're a gold star volunteer.
It's been good cleaning, I'm not that, I guess,
No,
I just think it needs to be swabbed out and get through away that, we gotta clean it up in there, because they're still being front of it.
Is, the county health building, do you have someone come in and clean?
no, that's me too.
And clean,
Mhm.
because they used to have someone come in and clean and they.
Yeah.
Paid to
Wasn't
clean.
that Lily?
That was Lily, she's on AO.
Well,
Lily?
I don't think that's necessarily in your job description either, so it should be covering that side too.
Oh,
I know, I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it, but it's that other side, it's not, it's just not, it's an ambulance, shouldn't be.
There used to be someone that would clean it and we paid it. or-
Yeah, a long time ago.
I know. Can't we find anybody? Doesn't anybody do that anymore?
Mhm.
They can't find somebody up to the health center in Drummond to clean that.
The
Yeah,
medical cell department.
There you go, new business.
No.
How about the,
Big bucks.
the,
20, 30 bucks an hour.
I guess it's Scott that filled in for, Janine here, I don't know if he's gonna go down. He might,
well, we have
Advertise
some-
it, put it out for bid, maybe somebody would do it.
we have some children that.
There's some,
community
probably
service.
these contract people that clean the Airbnbs.
The guy could throw something out, I guess, I don't know. It's just-
We would have some kids that need community
Community
health,
service,
community
yeah.
service.
do you wanna,
It's just like-
in there though?
I
And
don't
then
care.
back up the, that on your side, cleaning your side,
No, I'm talking about the ambulance, Jim.
yeah.
You heard anything from Frank about the selling the ambulance and the?
Not a thing,
We could put it in the paper, or, yeah,
for cleaning,
There's some gal out here, but when I spoke with her, she's like 45 bucks an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's about 30 bucks an hour. Is what you get paid to go clean your
problem
Airbnb.
lies, I mean. If you don't have somebody from the service there, you don't throw anything away because you don't know what's
just
what.
moving back and forth, and
Yeah.
it ends up being.
Exactly, I mean, I truly think somebody from the service needs to be. Also
They
there,
go in and clean it out, so throw everything the way it should be the way, then we have a start.
well, that's, yeah, because you don't wanna go in there and throw
I'll
things
call
away
Frank.
from. When you don't know what they are.
Could go in and throw everything the way it should be, the way, and then we could have somebody come in once a month and clean it.
Yeah, or even they could clean it and put it cleaning. Well, you could, I
No,
yeah,
mean,
It's an option.
yeah.
something, I just know it's different. All righty, oh, go ahead, have you, anything from the roofing?
Yeah, good news, they're coming Thursday to do Ace Roofing is coming Thursday, do repairs. I asked them, you know, what repairs, because basically. We're looking at, I mean, needs to be redone. I believe, because not just the drains, but we got the membrane issues, so. That's the issue, are they gonna fully take care of it, but said they'd be here Thursday,
That's good.
yeah.
What else you got, anything?
Just got done at the high school, did Steve Schmidt came and talked to them about drinking and driving and making smart decisions, so that was another very receptive from all those kids. Drummond kids were a little, but. But this is the second time he's presented, so,
Thanks for doing that,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
Good.
it's
What day was that?
today. in
Oh, it's today.
Phillipsburg. And we, no, Drummond we did last
Yeah.
Monday. But, yeah, good information. So. All I got.
Alrighty, well, that's all we have, we'll wait for the checks to come back and sign them, and DJ coming in. What does she want,
Well,
or what?
she's. This grant deal got it's so much bureaucracy, she decided not to go for that, but. She potentially would like a small budget for like phone and reimbursing people's like a victims or hotel room, and then some mileage.
Who ends up paying for that when we have to reimburse them? I mean, where's that come out of?
What it has,
if there's grant funds for it, it has its
Yeah.
own grant.
Oh,
but it has,
Now, she doesn't want to do the grant anymore?
no, it's too much for the So she wanted to talk to you about, or.
is this the one that got
Limited
time that we
budget.
didn't get in time, we didn't have it, and we had to go back and we do
It's
it?
people that on this grant, it's a monster, and then, yeah, it's the reporting and it's become a bureaucracy in itself, but she's willing to donate her time, and she had a limited budget, so that's what she wants to I think she'll present that as a plan budget, you guys can look at it.
So out of your budget then?
But Bill, yeah, it'd be, Sarah sends me one for county attorney and then a victim witness one, so we'll do a proposed one. And you guys have some fun
So
somewhere.
instead of depending on grant money, she's requesting and to get paid too.
No, she'd volunteer most of her time. There'd be some like her mileage and her phone, stuff like that. So pretty limited.
So what is that? How much is that funded? And it's in your budget?
It's under, yeah.
It's not
under
in
county
its
attorney.
own grant anymore?
It's under county attorney though, yeah.
I think we put it in there because that's the only way they accept it. Isn't this? one
Yeah,
that's much-
yeah, I'm to have I'm a supervisor.
Yeah, because that's otherwise that grant wasn't, I don't know, there was something that went wrong that didn't get it in, that did.
But she paid like $80, 80 hours a month, is she, or,
Uh, have to go and look there, but
well, it's just looking at the funds
Hugely.
yeah,
without any actual
it
revenue coming
it'd be
in.
a real pared down. Yeah, pared down deal. We do get part of the victim witness advocate funds come back.
So she'd kind of be on call instead of,
Yeah, it would be, and she would donate time, so, I don't know if it. Fully what she's gonna request though, but. We'll be doing the budget request, you guys can look at it.
I don't know what your
Her,
fund account number is, so I'll just go into general.
her forte is.
You're the first one.
The middle of the night calls where someone's a victim of abuse, she helps them find a place and. But as far as like working with the victims after there's charges, I do that a lot directly myself, but her forte is definitely the right when it happens, help them get.
Okay, so there's,
spot.
there really isn't, it must be under. It must be under victim advocate.
But still under county attorney, right?
Well, there isn't any line item for
Okay,
for her.
well, I'm her supervisor. is
Yeah,
the way-
I know.
Yeah, way it works,
But
yeah.
it's, she,
But it's
it's
separate
probably
thing.
coming out of, still coming out of victim advocate fund is what I'm saying.
Okay,
Instead of it's not coming out of yours, and so I'm just doing this for
yeah,
budgetary kind of
Yeah.
purposes. It would be in your fund then that we'd have to budget it,
yeah,
right? Okay, we'll just look here.
I remember that trouble we had trying to get that grant.
Oh, it's,
Remember, it was a pain in the butt.
the people on that,
Some
victim
tried
company,
to-
the victim, board, crime victim board were. I'll just say it, they were a bunch of Democrats, they were a bunch of bureaucrats, in my opinion, who didn't care about people, just cared about.
Mhm. It was terrible, and we fought hard.
Did I say that about Democrats?
Go ahead. I'll let you.
Oh, so it's crime control grant. So like, this month she was paid 243 for travel. And then 80 for.
And this was busy, my last month has been busy. That'd be her highest of the year.
Thanks. I think I have to day, but I didn't. Went to jail.
And what do you say? Did he pass it along?
You know, see, he goes.
Because I'm not transitioning.
He goes, well. Yeah, well, she thanks you. No, I still didn't catch it, and then I read it again, when I looked.
It's so funny. I love it.
So I didn't get it, again, I got the gig one and I forgot to send it again, so I don't know, well, happy Mother's Day. Shit.
You probably just thought it was a joke, huh?
Well, yeah, cause they don't talk to me anyway. so,
Oh.
you know, maybe throw something.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
So the crime control budget is 24,326. 24,326.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I guess we have to have an idea. So it's budgeted 25,000.
Yeah, it would be real pared down.
And so like there's, I think. Was it 80 hours a month that she's?
That rings a bell, I'd have to double check that.
So she would. I guess we'll find
Yeah,
out when.
yeah, and if,
'Cause you can't-
we'll make you with
Yeah,
what
well,
down there, but.
she's gotta get, I mean, volunteering her time. Where if she's on call, it'd probably be less than what we pay her because we pay her
Yeah,
that amount a month is what we pay
Yeah.
her.
so if it was on call where she donated some of it and
Yeah.
paid some type stipend, but.
And then her mileage is like $300 a month average.
I talked about how the traverse here was tough because most of the stuff's in the middle of the night, but there could be some where if she's going to training, you could take the
Yeah,
traverse. County car. It'd be real pared down, she wouldn't be asking for 25.
well, it's just whether or not the county want to keep it going. And it's a necessary,
She's good at middle of the night when
Yeah.
people are
yeah,
in a bind and need a safe spot.
So how many times a year does this happen?
Oh, I don't have the numbers, but last
More than you think.
last 3 weeks she's been at least well. Think of 5 right off hand.
It's scary.
Hmm,
Yeah, but this is her busy time, but yeah, it's getting, things are getting busier and busier.
why is this a busy time?
I don't know why the sun comes out and people
Get a little
start-
crazy.
get a little crazy, yeah. Two people on the interstate. 100 miles an hour drunk, or almost running into people, got
It's really
partner
amazing.
felony assaults, criminal endangerments.
It's amazing how many girls get thrown out on the interstate and people drive off and leave them.
I mean, what?
Women.
Females.
You're kidding.
Just kicked out of the car and yeah. It's-
Are you kidding?
No,
Really?
Yes, I found one by my house at 3 in the morning.
How old?
She was about 18.
Had one last
Was it
summer.
trafficking stuff or?
I don't know about, yes. More than likely traffic.
wow.
Shocking. Yeah, one last week too.
I think, remember one from last summer.
And our Quilt Guild makes like bags for them, so TJ has access to them and they have. Shampoo and,
Oh, yeah.
toothpaste and all that stuff in, so
Hmm.
Oh,
TJ
that
goes
sounds
and
good.
he goes and passes them out and. Has them ready at all times.
He did good, she. Good at what she does.
So what, all these counties along the freeway are like that?
Oh, I bet Missoula is
Oh, yeah,
probably,
it's worse.
yeah.
Geez,
Don't move to Drummond.
what's that?
I said, don't move to Drummond. A lot of times I walk to work and there's homeless people laying, sleeping everywhere.
See a lot of people walking.
My door's
On
always
there.
locked.
You guys.
He's just walking up. And what's this computer or? What are you guys doing?
Pass the secret.
Yes.
I'm well.
Where'd Scott go?
So are they having problems that every once in a while with Black Mountain freezing up?
I don't know. I don't have access to that.
Tried to put a, enter a fund range and it froze up on me. I would just see,
Your Black Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and frozen.
And then we have the public health and PEP contracts on the agenda for
June 13th for a work session
When,
from
That
12 to
works.
1 on June 13th.
you guys have, Jackie.
make motion we adjourn.
You can just as chair, you can adjourn.
I'm just waiting for the cat, that's.